Rector Jedi here with another walkthrough on the housing plot challenges. Today we're going to look at the Protostar Hazard... Oh shit, what's it called? Protostar Hazard Training Course. I'll make sure to get the title right in the video. This is a pretty long one. It's actually pretty challenging. I think it might even be the most challenging of the plugs that are not currently believed to be bugged. It's basically the Ocean Forge one is just supposed to be incredibly hard because of a bug. So you activate it down there, you hop up here, you wait in the center of the platform for about 5 seconds, and I like to turn off my UI completely for this fight because it's really not going to do anything for you. It will display, I'll show you, it'll display the number of hits that you've taken on the challenge bar, but it's not, you only get 6, so you're going to know if you are not doing well. So I just turn my UI off completely by hitting Alt-Z. And that makes this challenge quite a bit easier. It basically works in phases. The phases are all repetitive, as in it's going to be the same when you do this from one time to the next, with some slightly random elements in 2 of the phases. So I've just gone through, I think, the first 2 phases right there. They're all really easy. You should never get hit by those as long as you are holding Shift and moving your mouse buttons. Now this phase has some randomness. There's 9 squares that are going to be active, and at the start there's many that are active, and by the end there's only 1. So you do need to move very fast to avoid the red areas so you don't get hit. And the technique that I'm using here is I am moving into the center after each red thing disappears, so I can start to be in the right place. I just got lucky right there with 2 directly in the center. I might do another video to explain what I just said because you couldn't really see it right there. So the technique for running I'm using is I'm holding Shift and I'm just clicking. Oop, I got 1 hit there. I'm just holding left and clicking my right mouse button whenever I want to move forward. And I'm always doing this from the overhead perspective, so you can see all of the red fields that you don't want to run into. And the reason I'm doing this as opposed to using steer or something like that is because you do need to make a lot of really quick movements where you'll need to flip from one direction to the next, and you're not going to want to have to spin in the direction as you turn. So we've gone through most of the easy parts. We're getting up towards the hard parts here. This is one of the harder phases because where these things come down is random, so it's pretty hard to predict. And basically what I was doing there is running into the red circle after I see it's gone down. This is another phase, and you're gonna, oh fuck, you're gonna want to wait for 3 circle movements. That was terrible. Let's try that again. This is what you want to do. Oh, fail! That is one of the harder ones. Ooh, kind of bugged out there a little bit. I may tack on another short video at the end to see how to do that even better. And in this phase, the red circle is always going to appear where you're standing. So you just want to hold still, then move forward a little bit once you see it appear. And you just want to stay right at the edge because these red circles from the center that are moving almost rarely come out to the edge. They'll come close to you, but they won't actually usually hit you if you're standing like right here. I think this is the final phase, or maybe second to last. Yep, that's it. So that is how you do it. I had a couple errors there. I may try to upload a perfect run after this, just so you can get a sense. Actually, let me right now, well, we'll do the challenges first, and then I'll go try to address a couple of those things that I mentioned. So here are the rewards. We have the Protostar mobile tank. This is actually one of my favorite challenge rewards. You can stick things inside there, you can blow them up, so you can blow this thing up itself so it looks like a huge containment unit. You know, if you stick the wheel underground, it's a really versatile decor item. This is also one of my favorite lamps. It's just simple but really pretty, has sort of a slight pulsating effect. You can also sell this on the auction house for a lot of money because very few people are running this challenge right now. And then the standard Renown and Die collection, the one you get for this is the Highborn collection. I almost always choose the mobile tank for right now because I'm trying to get a lot of them for my garden. So let's go back up there and see if we can look at a couple of those things. I'm not going to actually activate the challenge, I just kind of want to run up here. So in this phase where you are in the squares, there's 9 possible, sections that are going to become electrified and are going to hurt you if you stand in them. So what I was saying is at first there's going to be a large chunk, like usually 4, that are free, and you're able to stand in them and sort of move around, whoops, without too much trouble. Where it starts to get tricky is when the majority of the floor turns red. And so what you'll find is if you are in like this spot, you wait, you're clear, and then the next one to appear is up here, you're not going to have enough time to run and make it. You are going to get hit, usually even if you're shifting to run. So what I do in the phase where the majority of this section is lit up is after, like let's say this section is complete, even before I see where the next free section is, I cheat myself into the center. That's because if, like I said, it's on the other side or even right where you are, you can get back to it really easily. You basically only have to move one square wherever you are. So it can be a little counterintuitive at first because you're actually moving into an area that'll appear red, but it's going to make it a lot easier if you start between the little waves of red squares to cheat yourself into the center. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention is on the phase where there's, I don't know, like 6 orbs and they all come out and then rotate. The trick is to stand in the corner and to wait for the circles to pass you twice. So it's like, and once you get that second one, you will have enough space in between the 2 circles that are in front of you, it's actually like here and here, to just run between them like that. That's all you have to do, one quick, simple move. Then you're going to wait for 2 more for the circle to progress twice more, and then you're going to do the same thing out. It's a little hard to describe without actually seeing it, but the trick is not to try to do any funky movements around here or to try to weave in and out multiple times. You're basically just, you can even do it in a straight line if you can predict it well enough, but it's sort of hard. You're basically just doing 1 run in, wait for 2 stops, 1 run out. And then it's the same thing for the phase where that occurs with the large red circles on the ground. So basically, because the circle is going to appear where you're standing, you just want to go from corner to corner. So you'll go like this, you go like that, you go like this, and like that. You only have to do it twice, I believe. I think those are the only 2 complicated things I wanted to mention. It's a really fun challenge. It's not the prettiest, and it doesn't really fit with many themes, but if you're the kind of guy or girl, who just likes a good challenge, this is a really fun one. It's also great for people who are looking to test somebody to see if they're going to be good in raids, because that's really essentially what this is for, is it's replicating some of the mechanics that you're going to find in raids, basically to avoid telegraphs, to know how to predict movement, to know how to move quickly. I'll also say as a medic, urgency is a great tool in this challenge. In that section where there's random ones coming up, you can get them bunched up in the corner, and what I said, they can hit you here, it's just they often will approach you and not quite hit you. But if you get 2 or 3 coming at you, then you can just blink to the other side of the arena. And I'm sure other classes have things like that, but that's one thing I like to do as a medic. So yeah, really fun challenge. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or comments, or perhaps even other tips to do it. And this is Erector Jedi signing out.